From having sex 4 times a night, even after 20 years of marriage, to his ex-wife announcing it proudly on public television. Here's why Scottie Pippen has been under fire because of claims made by his ex-wife. So we all know that it's been some time since Scottie and Larsa divorced, but details of that marriage are still coming out, and they sure as hell aren't leaving much to the imagination. Just recently, Scottie has been making headlines again. And while that's quite normal, things are a bit different this time around. You'd think an NBA player would appear on the news for basketball and not for sex. But hey, who am I to judge? Larsa's recent claim that she had sex 4 times a night has blown everybody's mind.
I was married for 23 years. I've always had sex like 4 times a night.
4 times a night?
A night? Yeah, so 3 times a week is nothing.
She revealed this on The Housewives of Miami. And let me tell you, her co-worker wasn't the only one left reeling. Fans and hosts alike had to take a few seconds to process the information. And since it's his ex-wife, not to mention the fact that they were married for over 2 decades, it's really no surprise that currently all eyes are on Scottie. People are mostly taking this lightly and joking about it. Still, it's no surprise that they still have managed to garner some negative attention. As amusing as it is, there were a lot of fans that weren't happy about how she just dropped so much intimate information. And so Larsa is facing some backlash and ridicule for her habits. And of course, since it's the internet, they didn't hesitate to drag her ex and her current partner into it.
Now, Us Weekly confirmed back in September of 2022 that the 48-year-old Real Housewives of Miami star and Michael Jordan's 32-year-old son were dating.
Now the internet is full of people mocking them, and even NFL star Shannon Sharpe jumped in. He's one of the most notable people who responded to Larsa's comments, saying that even his own back started to hurt from reading it. He then proceeded to claim that this was the reason the NBA star always seemed to be having back problems. And of course, he had to add the crying, laughing emojis to rub salt in the wound. But honestly, this comment was mostly in good fun. The two exes are facing much harsher criticism than that. These fans are claiming that revealing such information was extremely inappropriate. And honestly, the fact that their split is already so controversial is doing them no good. Celebrity divorces have always been full of a bit too much drama, but the fact that she ended up with Marcus Jordan not too long after the split didn't help the case at all. For those of you wondering why that's relevant, Marcus is the son of a former teammate of Scottie from Chicago, Michael Jordan. Not to mention, Marcus is so much younger than her. A TV show host even mentioned how he was closer in age to her son rather than herself. But hey, he can keep up with her bedroom habits, so I guess that makes him the man for her, regardless of the 16-year age difference. But still, 16 years is a lot. And with all these controversies already in the mix, I guess it's understandable why people are blowing up about her airing her business like that, even if it's a little hypocritical, considering this is a rather common theme in Hollywood. I mean, one would think they'd get used to it by now. But despite that, no matter how many cases like these surface, they've still got a lot to say about it. And of course, ignoring these types of headlines isn't an option for them either. On top of that, there's a whole other group of fans altogether, those who've made it their life mission to mock every aspect of the former couple's sex life. They aren't really affected by this, but honestly, can you really blame them for not wanting to leave this alone? I mean, hearing someone say that they have sex 4 times a night is quite an attention grabber, and since everyone is already on the train, you might as well hop on it too. Oh, and then there are those who are happy for the basketball player. They might be divorced now, but at least we know it was good while it lasted. After all, it doesn't seem like Larsa let their marriage get boring. This is a good thing, since they were married from 1997 to 2021. I mean, this is a 20-year-long marriage we're talking about. They must have been doing something right, although it seems that eventually there was trouble in paradise, since the two did end up divorcing in 2021. But they kept things amicable, since they've got 4 children together, 3 sons and a daughter. It seems problems started in 2016, when they first filed for divorce. But later on, they reconciled, and people thought that was that. But then in 2018, Larsa filed for divorce once again, citing irreconcilable differences. Their divorce divorce was finalized in December 2021, and they agreed to joint legal and physical custody of their two youngest kids. Still, even after their divorce, things weren't perfect. Apparently, Larsa attempted to convince Scottie to sell their Miami house, but he reacted by insisting that their daughter Sophia move back to Los Angeles. Larsa said that this traumatized her, insisting that he punishes her when he doesn't get his way. She even called him the Punisher. I mean, it wasn't as messy as some other celebrity breakups, but it wasn't exactly clean either. And Larsa didn't waste too much time moving on. I mean, not too long after their divorce, she dated Malik Beasley. Now, this might be one of her most controversial relationships. After all, Malik was still married when they were dating. Well, according to Larsa, it was fine since Malik was already separated, but Malik's wife firmly denies that. But either way, that relationship didn't last long either. Now that it seems she's in a more serious relationship, and it's with none other than Michael Jordan's son, Marcus Jordan. Their relationship was first suspected back in September last year, but Larsa insisted that the two were just friends and have been for years. But later on, they were spotted together more often and were even seen kissing. After that, the cat was more or less out of the bag. It seems like their relationship is still going strong. In fact, the two posted pictures of themselves together on Valentine's Day this year. Well, we know Marcus has big shoes to fill after her comments about having sex 4 times a night. Still, it seems Marcus didn't disappoint Larsa after all. Speaking of which, Twitter erupted at Larsa's comments, and most people there didn't find Larsa's comments amusing. Many fans have accused her of oversharing. One fan tweeted that there was no way this was true, since it wasn't possible that she traveled with him throughout his career. He criticized her, saying that she should have at least thought her lie through before telling it. Another fan accused her of lying for the sake of attention and insisted that Scottie should weigh in on this. A fan said that Larsa was trying to one-up everyone, and that her claim was absolutely not possible unless Scottie was a one-minute man. Well, it does seem that people are taking all this way too seriously. Larsa has been under a lot of fire, but Scottie didn't exactly avoid the storm either. One fan said that it was possible, but probably not true, since the streets say that he was a big cheater. Other posts poked more fun at the situation than criticism. Many were making jokes and memes about how Scottie would be tired, or how it was way too much information. Not to mention, Shannon Sharpe is not the only celebrity who had something to say about the shocking revelation. Cardi B was also taken aback. According to her, it's completely normal to have sex multiple times a day, but definitely not every day. She insisted that if a man wanted to do so every day, he'd definitely be on drugs. She even said that it wasn't a flex and that her man was sick. Well, she does have a point. It can't be healthy to have sex so frequently. Well, folks, this is all about how Scottie Pippen is under fire for a claim made by his ex-wife.